So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. You can have, if you are sitting at your computer, both feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart, aligning your shoulders with the hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light. What's happening? And imagine you're lengthening your spine. And then go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp and your forehead and your eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, tongue, the back of the tongue, the back of the head, and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. Notice the sensation of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Be aware of any distractions in your environment. And be aware of the distractions within your own mind. So just allow them to arise and abide. And then sort of try not to follow the thoughts. Try not to judge the thoughts. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, your strangers, and then all the ones you don't like. And then just remember impermanence again. We change our minds all the time. Also, karma changes all the time. So these relationships change. And then just think they're all equal. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and particularly for our newest ones who've passed over the rainbow bridge to the other side, or in that process, Robert and Shirley. And these are just the two that we know of. Just dedicate for them. And you can imagine them maybe sitting beside you during the meditation with you. So even though they passed today, they may still be in this kind of bardo realm. So particularly in this particular time, this is when people who are going through that transition need a lot of support and a lot of help. So just thinking of them. And then we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions are both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma, and we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has a beautiful, radiant face. And his eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And so when they're crossed like this, it symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result in suffering for them sometime in the future. So then we come to the power of remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the negativity, all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being in the form of inky liquid. And it pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mata Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sata Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sata Ahom Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta meboa sawa sidi me piyata sawa kama sitame. Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mempiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya seta ahum pe. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Seta Ahum Pe Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya, vajrasapa dina patita, jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anurakta meboa sawa zidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum. Hey. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida meboa, tutokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawa sidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya, vajrasapa dina patita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita jida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajra me mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum. Hey. So feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech, including yourself. And imagine all of your speech is perfect and be delighted. So now the mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So, it's as instantaneous as walking into a pitch black room and flicking on a switch and the light comes. So imagine the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, and instantaneously all the darkness of the negativity of your mind is dispelled. Attachment, anger, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, disappointment, all of this gone. Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anurakta meboa, sawasidi mempiyatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya, vajrasapa dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya, vajrasapa dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya seta ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame. Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And imagine now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine the Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. So that nectar pushes out, pushes down and out all the negativity of the body. And then more nectar pushes out all the negativity of the speech. And then the light comes and just blasts all of the delusions. And this is happening all at the same time, as well as you reciting the mantra, eradicating all of the imprints. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame sitam triyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Excuse me. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum. Okay. So now feel you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And it's a really crucial one. And this is this determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. So without this, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again. So we just need to decide. So rejoice in your efforts for coming along tonight. And then think of something you would like to work on between now and tomorrow. I should make it Monday because that's probably when I'll see you again. And we'll do this practice again. So for those of you who do the practice over the weekend, just, next 24 hours, just work on something. And then Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So Rinpoche would recommend to meditate a little bit on this idea of emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do chanting the names of Manjushri. The whole aware of self, aware of other, for fit for all, he is the best of men, surpassing all to which he is compared, supreme most lord of knowing and what's known, the foremost master of imparting Dharma, who shows the meaning of the fourfold seal, the most revered amongst all living beings, engaged in going forth on all three paths. With glory purified by ultimate truth, most fortunate within the threefold world, the celebrated source of all endowments, supreme among the glorious, Manjushri. All right, everybody. So, in January, we will be entering our 6th year of doing this practice. That's kind of wild. I can't believe it. We're all growing old together. It's bizarre. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all of your own individual teachers. And of course, many prayers for Christine and for Robert, and then also my friend Karina and her mum and her family. Shirley. All right.